Hello everybody, coming back, and in my last video I briefly talked about a camera called the Sub2r and showed you how I connected it through an OTG cable to my Android phone. I'm kind of remiss to talk about the camera a little more, so I'm going to talk about that camera a little more. I erroneously called it a webcam. So definitely not a webcam, even though I've got it mounted on top of a monitor at the moment. But this camera, coming in around $800 if I recall correctly, is pretty awesome. So showed before on the back, it's got USB 3, takes power. You can create all kinds of interfaces here. You've got an audio jack, and then here's an SPF socket, and came with an SPF module that does SDI, and that is pretty awesome if you're going to do SDI. Sadly, I have the wrong cables at the moment, so I'm trying to get cables in to work on this. I have actually cables that go the next size smaller, but I also make SDI modules for networking. In fact, this is probably where, if anybody recognizes an SPF, SFP, not SPF. It's not sunscreen. It's an SFP plus. So if anybody recognizes working with SFP modules, they probably recognize using various types of networking. So this is how most fiber optics cards, you'll get an SFP module that you connect into, and then boop, that plugs in there. So with this, picked up it's just a 1 gig. It's nothing crazy. These are, like 20, 25 bucks, and trying to get this connected through my network. Just picked up a switch, so hopefully it'll help a little bit, but this is super cool because, it just allows you so much. You can open this up. You got nice grooves along here, so you can build a bracket. You can take the camera or the lens off. This is a C-mount, but it comes with a C-mount to M12 mount adapter, because it is a smaller sensor. It's considerably bigger than what you get in, say, a webcam or in your cell phone. It is, if you look in there, it's not a giant sensor like what you get in a DSLR or a mirrorless camera, but it is considerably bigger than what you're going to get on your cell phone or on, your just little on top Logitech camera. So this has this whole front face here will come off. It'll be a module that has the camera. There's 2 microphones in it. I was just using it to play role-playing games with a group of people. And normally I have this, big expensive Avitone mic running into my H6, and that runs into the computer. That's what I use for audio when I talk to people. I used to do voiceover work, so that's equipment I've had for years doing voiceover work. But these two, everybody said the audio was amazing. So we were just going over what we were using. It was called Pexip. It's a nice video conferencing service. But within this, you can pop it open. I'm going to do another video where we go into the internals and really dig into this. But, having interchangeable lenses and, these little C-mount lenses you can get tons of them for not all that much money. You can get, this is just a little, I think I paid $10 for this lens. It looks great. You know, they use them on CCTV cameras, and you can get powered versions of these. So you can actually run power on these and be able to control the lens through software. If you're looking for something that's going to be light years better than what a webcam is, but you're not looking for getting into a DSLR, look these up. And I mean, this is a great little package. And the even cooler thing about it is you can open it up, you can put it on and get it to work. Bam, hey, it's working, and it functions flawlessly. Or you can start having fun and adding stuff like SDI and gigabit Ethernet, or if you want to go all out, add 10 gigabit Ethernet to it. And yeah, it's really hard to do one-handed. There we go. Bam. Look, it's an SDI camera now. And pop that out, I can put the gigabit module in. It works pretty good in the area I'm in now. I just have a couple of these lights on the wall. So there's one there, there's one there. They give me a decent amount of light, and that is more than enough light to make this camera look good. I'll be recording some videos using it here soon. Trying to got one remote for both lights, and sometimes, there we go. So sometimes the remote grabs one light, but not both. I've started to fall in love with this thing. The idea of connecting it to a cell phone, or I'm going to see if I can get a newer Android tablet and build a little mount here, and then mount the camera to the battery, run the power in, run the USB into the tablet, so have the tablet on top, have the battery mounted underneath, and just have this really cool little high-end developer's camera that you can go out and just have some fun with, do some interesting things. This is, as someone that's done broadcasting and photography and video work for years, and loves working on computers and tinkering with stuff, this is merging so many worlds. This is a maker's best friend, and there's so many opportunities. The community's growing for it. Definitely look them up. I want to see this community grow. I want to see more people getting into stuff like this. I mean, how many cameras out there can you open up and tinker with? The hardware. We've been able to throw Magic Lantern onto Canon cameras, some models of Canon cameras. There's people that hack Nikons and Sonys, but that's always to make them function how you want. Well, here's a camera that legit says, open me up, change out my optics, change out my internals, add more RAM, you don't like the speaker, the mic configuration, let's develop a new mic configuration. Let's develop new software. This is a solid product just as it sits, but it can be so much more in the hands of somebody that wants to make it more. So let's go out and support these guys, and let's make this a bigger thing, and let's really change the face of cameras. I mean, for the price point it's at, it is a good camera, and for the creativity that it'll open up for you, I can't fathom anything cooler on the market right now than what this is. I've been so excited. I just got back from Iraq, and my wife, she's like, "Hey, you're happy to be home," and I think she sees that I'm much happier because I've got something that I can tinker with. This is really getting my my experimental computer geekiness up and running again. So working on this, trying to get it to connect to the VIA network, and working on building out a disk shelf with a few tens of, pushing 50 terabytes of storage space, so that I can, data hoard. And hopefully, maybe I can stream this straight into it. I don't know. Let's figure out how to get NDI working with this. I don't know. Let's get out there and tinker with this thing. It is awesome. I've been having a blast with it. I've only had it for a few days. Video qualities on it's pretty good. Like I said, I will be recording with it here soon. I was streaming with it earlier today with a group of veterans gaming with, and it is the audio quality was great. The video quality was good, and just been having a blast with it. So, guys, go out there and geek on.